you ever noticed how the harder you grip something, the more it slips through your fingers? How the moment you desperately need that text, that call, that sign, silence becomes deafening. What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you're broadcasting an invisible frequency that either draws everything toward you or pushes it all away? And what if the reason you keep attracting people who abandon you, situations that drain you, and love that always seems just out of reach isn't bad luck, but a perfect mirror of the vibration you don't even know you're emitting? There's an energetic law at work here, ancient and unyielding. Modern spirituality calls it alignment, frequency, vibration. But decades before the law of attraction became mainstream, Carl Jung discovered something profound about the human psyche that explains exactly why some people magnetize while others chase, and why the chasers always end up empty-handed. Today, we're going to uncover why everything changes the moment you stop chasing and start being, why presence is more powerful than pursuit, and why Jung's discovery about what he called the self might be the most important vibrational shift you ever make. The vibration of lack. Why chasing repels. Let me share something with you that might feel uncomfortable at first. Every time you chase, whether it's love, success, validation, or even spiritual enlightenment, you're not actually moving toward what you want. You're broadcasting a frequency that says one thing: I don't have this. I am incomplete without it. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It doesn't even respond to your conscious thoughts. It responds to your energetic signature, that subtle vibration emanating from the deepest part of your being. And when that vibration is lack, when it whispers, I need, I need, I need, the universe has no choice but to mirror back more lack. Jung understood this through what he called the principle of compensation. Your unconscious mind, that vast ocean beneath your conscious awareness, is constantly working to balance your psyche. When your ego, that part of you that identifies with lack, with not having, with needing, dominates your energy field, your unconscious creates situations that confirm this identity. You literally become a magnet for absence. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how the people who seem least concerned about finding love are the ones who attract it effortlessly? How those who don't chase money seem to have it flow to them? This isn't coincidence. This is vibrational law in action. The man who chased his own shadow. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was brilliant, ambitious, everything you'd think would guarantee success. He worked 18-hour days, networked relentlessly, pitched his ideas to anyone who would listen. His energy was intense. You could feel it the moment he entered a room. But it wasn't magnetic. It was desperate. Every conversation, Marcus steered toward his achievements, his goals, what he needed from others. His frequency screamed, "Please see my worth. Please validate me. Please give me what I lack." And the more he chased, the more opportunities seemed to slip away. Investors pulled out at the last minute. Partnerships dissolved. Even friendships became transactional and hollow. What Marcus didn't realize was that he was living entirely from what Jung called the ego complex. This isn't just selfishness. It's much deeper. The ego complex is the part of us that builds its entire identity on what it doesn't have. It's the void trying to fill itself by grasping outward, not understanding that the void itself is the problem. Jung said something profound. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. Marcus was dreaming, chasing projections, chasing mirages. His energy field was so focused on lack that he couldn't access what Jung called the self, that centered, whole, complete aspect of his being. that doesn't need to chase because it already contains everything. Marcus's breakthrough came not through getting what he chased, but through exhaustion. One day, depleted from years of running, he simply stopped. He sat in his empty office, finally accepting his situation. And in that acceptance, something shifted. For the first time, he wasn't broadcasting need. He was just present. Within weeks, without any chasing, 3 former colleagues reached out independently with opportunities. Not because Marcus had pitched them, he hadn't spoken to them in months, but because his frequency had shifted. He was no longer repelling with desperation. He was attracting with presence. If you've ever felt like Marcus, like you're running on a treadmill where the finish line keeps moving further away, drop a comment below. Share what you're chasing. Sometimes naming it is the first step to releasing its hold on you. What you deny becomes your magnet. Here's where Jung's wisdom becomes almost mystical. He discovered that we all carry what he called the shadow. But this isn't just your dark side or your flaws. Your shadow is every vibration you've rejected, every energy you've pushed down, every aspect of yourself you've said, "That's not me too." But here's the thing about energy. It doesn't disappear just because you deny it. It goes underground. It becomes an unconscious broadcast, a hidden frequency that attracts its match in the external world. This is why Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Your shadow isn't just psychological, it's vibrational. Every rejected part of yourself continues to emit its frequency, drawing in people and situations that mirror it back to you. Reject your own neediness? You'll attract people who trigger that neediness. Deny your own power. You'll attract those who dominate you. Push away your vulnerability, you'll attract those who can't be vulnerable with you. The shadow is like a magnet you don't know you're carrying. And the more you chase what you think you want consciously, the more your shadow attracts what you fear unconsciously. This is the cruel irony of chasing. You run toward what you think will complete you while unconsciously magnetizing what confirms your incompleteness. You chase love while your shadow broadcasts, "I'm unlovable." You pursue success while your hidden frequency says, "I'm not worthy." When the mirror became clear, Elena came to understand this in the most painful way. She was strong, independent, the friend everyone turned to for advice. She prided herself on never needing anyone, on being completely self-sufficient. Her conscious vibration said, "I am whole, I am complete." But beneath that, in her shadow, lived a little girl who had learned that needing others meant being abandoned, that vulnerability meant pain. So she buried that frequency deep, covered it with achievements and independence and strength. Yet every relationship followed the same pattern. Men would be intensely attracted to her at first, drawn to her confidence, her self-possession. But after a few months, they would pull away, saying things like, "I don't feel needed," or "You're perfect without me." She couldn't understand it. She was doing everything right. She wasn't needy, she wasn't clingy, she wasn't chasing. Or was she? Jung would say that Elena was chasing through rejection. By rejecting her own need for connection, she was energetically chasing independence. And that chase, that constant push away from vulnerability, created an energy field that literally repelled deep intimacy. Her shadow, all that rejected neediness and vulnerability, was broadcasting louder than her conscious presentation. The universe doesn't lie. It reflects your total vibration, conscious and unconscious, accepted and rejected, light and shadow. Elena's partners weren't leaving because she was too independent. They were responding to the unconscious frequency that said, "Don't get too close. I can't let you see the part of me that needs." Elena's transformation began when she finally saw the pattern. 3 relationships, same ending. It wasn't them, it was her frequency. She began what Jung called shadow work, not trying to become needy, but simply acknowledging that neediness existed within her. She didn't have to act on it. She just had to stop denying it. The shift was subtle but profound. Instead of broadcasting, "I don't need anyone," she began radiating, "I am whole and I choose connection." Instead of chasing independence, she embodied interdependence. Her shadow integrated, her frequency clarified, and for the first time, she attracted someone who could meet her in both strength and vulnerability. This is the profound truth Jung discovered. What you resist persists. What you deny magnifies. What you chase runs away. But what you integrate, what you accept, what you simply are, that becomes magnetic. The alchemy of presence. From ego to self. Now we come to the heart of Jung's discovery and the key to becoming truly magnetic. Jung identified 2 centers of being in every person, the ego and the self. The ego is not bad, it's necessary. It's your conscious identity, your I, that navigates the world. But when the ego becomes the only center, when it dominates your energy field, you live in perpetual lack. The ego, by its very nature, defines itself by separation. I am this, not that. I have this, but need that. It's always comparing, always wanting, always chasing. The self is different. The self is your totality, conscious and unconscious, light and shadow, all of it integrated into wholeness. When you operate from the self, you're not chasing anything because you recognize you already contain everything. You're not a separate wave desperately trying to find the ocean. You are the ocean, momentarily rising as a wave. This shift from ego to self is what Jung called individuation. But let me translate this into vibrational terms. It's the shift from broadcasting lack to radiating fullness. From being a vacuum that tries to suck energy in to being a sun that naturally radiates energy out. When you're centered in the self, presence replaces pursuit. You stop chasing because you realize there's nowhere to go. You're already there. You stop seeking because you understand you are what you're seeking. This isn't a mental concept. It's an energetic reality that transforms your entire field. The ego says, "I need this person to love me so I can feel lovable." The self knows, "I am love itself, expressing through this form." The ego says, "I need this success to prove my worth." The self knows, "I am inherently worthy, and success is simply my expression." The ego chases, the self attracts. The ego grasps, the self receives. The ego fears lack, the self knows abundance. The magnetic field of non-attachment. Here's something that might sound paradoxical. The moment you truly don't need something is the moment it becomes magnetically drawn to you. This isn't about pretending not to care or playing games. This is about a fundamental shift in your energetic center. Jung observed that when we project our wholeness onto external things, believing that person, that achievement, that outcome will complete us, we create what he called neurotic attachment. But this attachment isn't love. It's not desire. It's desperation wearing a mask. True desire, the kind that actually manifests, comes from fullness, not emptiness. It's the difference between a starving person grabbing at food and a chef creating a masterpiece. Both involve food, but the energy is completely different. When you operate from your center, from the self, your desires become preferences rather than needs. You'd enjoy having them, but you don't need them to be complete. And paradoxically, this is when they flow to you most easily, because your vibration is no longer I lack, but rather I am, and from my fullness, I choose to experience. Think about water. When you try to grasp it, it flows through your fingers. But when you cup your hands gently without grasping, the water rests there naturally. This is the secret of magnetic presence, being the cup, not the grasping fingers. Cultivating your magnetic center. So how do you make this shift from chasing to magnetizing? How do you move from ego to self, from lack to fullness? Jung gave us the map, but let me translate it into energetic practices you can begin today. First, recognize your chasing patterns. What do you pursue with desperate energy? Where does your vibration scream, I need this to be complete? Don't judge it. Judgment is just another form of resistance. Simply observe. Awareness itself begins to shift the frequency. Second, meet your shadow. What parts of yourself have you rejected? What vulnerabilities have you buried? What aspects do you say, that's not me about? These rejected parts are broadcasting unconsciously. To integrate them, you don't have to become them. You just have to acknowledge them. Say, yes, this too is part of me. Feel how acceptance changes your vibration from resistance to flow. Third, practice presence over pursuit. When you feel the urge to chase, whether it's checking your phone for that message, pushing for that outcome, or grasping for that validation, pause. Come back to center. Ask yourself, what would I do if I were already whole? Then do that. Fourth, feel your completeness. This isn't positive thinking or affirmation. This is a direct recognition of what you already are. Sit quietly. Put your hand on your heart. Feel the life force that animates you. That force isn't lacking anything. It's complete, whole, perfect in its expression. You are that force, temporarily wearing a human costume. Finally, transform need into creative expression. Instead of needing love, become love and express it. Instead of needing success, embody excellence and let success be its byproduct. Instead of needing validation, validate yourself and watch how the world mirrors that self-recognition. Are you starting to feel this shift? Can you sense the difference between chasing from emptiness and choosing from fullness? If this resonates with you, if you're ready to stop being the chaser and start being the magnet, type I am whole in the comments. Let's create a field of wholeness together. Your frequency made manifest. Jung discovered something that mystics have always known. The external world is a mirror of the internal landscape. He called this synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that reflect your inner state. But it goes deeper than occasional signs and symbols. Your entire reality is a reflection of your total frequency. This isn't manifestation as it's often taught. Thinking positive thoughts to get what you want. This is recognition that what shows up in your life is always a perfect match for your complete vibration, including what Jung called the personal unconscious and the collective unconscious. When you chase, you create ripples of lack that the universe must reflect. When you grasp, you generate a frequency of not having that attracts more not having. But when you rest in your center, when you embody your wholeness, you create a field that naturally attracts its reflection. More wholeness, more fullness, more completion. This is why Jung emphasized individuation so strongly. It's not just psychological health. It's energetic coherence. When all parts of you are integrated, when your conscious and unconscious are in harmony, when your ego serves yourself rather than dominating it, your frequency becomes pure, clear, magnetic. Every person who abandons you is responding to your abandonment frequency. Every opportunity that slips away is matching your frequency of almost, but not quite. Every pattern that repeats is your unconscious shadow playing out its hidden broadcast. But here's the liberation. The moment you change your frequency, your entire reality begins to shift. Not immediately. Energy has momentum, but inevitably. When you stop chasing and start being, the universe has no choice but to reflect your new frequency of wholeness. You are the magnet. Here's what I want you to understand as we complete this transmission. You don't become a magnet. You already are one. You've always been one. The only question is what you've been magnetizing. When you chase, you magnetize more reasons to chase. When you lack, you magnetize more lack. When you reject parts of yourself, you magnetize their reflection in others. You've never not been magnetic. You've just been unconscious of what frequency you've been broadcasting. But now, in this moment, you have the opportunity to shift. Not through force, not through more chasing, but through the simple recognition of what you already are. Through the acceptance of your wholeness. Through the integration of your shadow. Through the embodiment of yourself. Stop chasing. Not as a technique, but as a recognition. Stop chasing because you realize there's nowhere to go. You're already there. Stop chasing because you understand that what you're seeking is what you are. Stop chasing because you finally see that the entire universe is within you, waiting to be expressed, not found. The moment Marcus stopped chasing success, success found him. The moment Elena stopped denying her need for connection, true intimacy appeared. The moment you stop broadcasting lack, abundance has no choice but to flow to you. This isn't magic. It's law. It's how energy works. It's how consciousness creates reality. The world is waiting. Let me leave you with this final transmission, this ultimate recognition. Right now, in this very moment, you have a choice. You can continue the chase, that exhausting, endless pursuit of something outside yourself to make you feel complete. Or you can stop. Just stop. And in that stopping, in that profound stillness, discover that everything you've been chasing has been within you all along. The relationship you're chasing it because you've rejected the relationship with yourself. The success you're pursuing it because you haven't recognized your inherent worth. The love you're seeking it because you haven't felt the love that you are. Jung's great discovery wasn't just psychological, it was metaphysical. He found that when we integrate our shadow, when we move from ego to self, when we stop projecting our wholeness onto the external world, we don't just feel better. We become a different kind of energetic presence. We become magnetic. People feel it when you enter a room. Not because you're trying to impress them, you're not. Not because you need something from them, you don't. But because you're radiating a frequency of completeness that's so rare in this world of chasers that it's almost intoxicating. The chase is over. You know what the most magnetic people have in common? They're not trying to be magnetic. They're not using techniques or strategies. They're simply being themselves. Fully, completely, unapologetically. They've integrated their shadows. They've accepted their wholeness. They've stopped chasing because they've realized they are what they were chasing. This is your invitation. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, not after you've done more work on yourself. Now, in this breath, in this presence, feel it. Feel the exhaustion of chasing. Feel how tired you are of broadcasting lack, of pursuing from emptiness, of grasping at mirages. And now feel what it would be like to just stop, to rest in your center, to know, not believe, but know that you are already complete. From that place, from that center, from that magnetic stillness, you can still move toward things. You can still have desires, goals, dreams, but you move toward them, not from lack, but from creative overflow. Not because you need them, but because you choose them. Not to complete yourself, but to express your completeness. This is the difference between chasing and attracting. This is the shift from ego to self. This is the alchemy Jung discovered, turning the lead of lack into the gold of presence. The chase is over. Not because you've caught what you were chasing, but because you've realized you were chasing yourself. And here you are, whole, complete, magnetic, present. Welcome home. Welcome to yourself. Welcome to the end of chasing and the beginning of being. You are the magnet. You always have been. And now finally, you know it. Everything you've ever wanted, it's already responding to your shift. Can you feel it? The universe is rearranging itself around your new frequency. Not because you're chasing better, but because you've stopped chasing altogether. And in that stillness, in that presence, in that being, you've become irresistibly magnetic. This is Jung's gift to you. This is the secret hidden in plain sight. This is your birthright. You are whole. You are complete. You are the magnet. And the world? It's already feeling your pull. If this transmission has touched something deep within you, if you feel the shift from chasing to being happening right now, leave a comment below. Share what you're ready to stop chasing. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to make their own shift from lack to wholeness. Remember, the moment you stop chasing is the moment everything changes. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, now, in this breath, in this presence. You are the magnet. It's time the world felt your pull.